Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing on the Hachseg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 77. Erev Chag HaSukkos, Erev Zman Simchaseinu. And we're beginning a new chapter over here called Eino, which is fraud. Frauding a person monetarily. And as we will see, it's also related to causing people distress in the way that you treat them. Says the Pele Yoetz the following. Eino b'mekach u'memcha yesh ba'aser iser meisiv al iser gozel. Someone who frauds somebody in price fraud when it comes to business dealings, buying and selling things, besides that it's gezel, besides stealing from the person, it's another iser that's on top of that, another prohibition. Because it says in the Torah, you're not allowed to grieve, you're not allowed to distress and put pressure on somebody. And therefore, not only are you a ganav, not only are you a thief, but you are also over on this loisaseh as well. So it's two isurim, two prohibitions that you receive by doing oina. Unfortunately, because of our many sins that we have in our generation, these laws of oina have been forgotten by many people. And they're not even aware that there's such a thing called price fraud. They don't even know what price fraud is. They say, no. The reason I did that is because it's good for business. And that's the way you undercut the competition, you make some extra money. Or I do this, I do that. It's because I'm shrewd in my business. Not because I'm violating a prohibition over here. They don't even know. And that's the reason why we find that the financial, standing or backing that's in the world is withering away, and poverty seems to keep going around in a cycle. And there's many people, unfortunately, that were once up and now they are down. Families that once were wealthy individuals and now they have gone down. Why is that? He's saying over here the reason is because of price fraud. Like it says in the Navi Yirmiyahu, someone who amasses wealth in an unjust way. So you should know that in the middle of his days, which means half of a life, it's going to end up leaving him. If you make money, you think you're fooling somebody, you're tricking somebody to get the more money in this way. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching everything. Hashem doesn't want you to make money in a way that it goes against what it says in the Torah. And therefore says the Navi, it will end up leaving him. U'devar Hashem b'fi Navi of emes. The words of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the mouths of the Naviim, of the prophets, is truth. And therefore, if Yirmiyahu said this, that's the emes. Now, if you see somebody who is taking this mitzvah lightly, and they're in fact charging people aina, which is frauding the price, and their business is booming, they're mamish multi-millionaires from everything they're doing, so you're wondering, well, where's the punishment? The money wasn't taken away. He should know that the wealth is really coming, that he has, is going to be bad for him. Like it says, it says in the pasuk in the Varim, and he repays his enemies. Hashem repays the enemies in his lifetime to make him perish in the world to come, which means you are doing wrong, you are doing bad. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu has two choices. Either he can punish you and take the money away in this world, and then you'll be zeichet to a portion still in the world to come, or he can leave it with you in this world, even though you did it in such a terrible way, and it will just destroy whatever reward was waiting for you in the world to come. Now, v'zeh klal ha'oina, says the Pele Yoetz. Let me give you some of the halachis over here of oina. General principle is, you're not allowed to lie and give false praises to your own product, your wares, when it's not true what you're saying. You can't do that. You can't claim that they're good if they're not really good. You're selling a used car. You say, oh, this car is unbelievable. It's mamish like brand new. And it's not like brand new. It's already 14, 15, 16 years old. And it creaks and it squeaks. And not everything works so well. And it's always in the shop getting its radiator fixed and this and that. So you can't lie. You can't say that it's great when it's not. Or you say, you know what, I bought this item at such a price, meaning you're telling me I bought it for $100 and really you bought it for $50. Or you say that other people have paid for this merchandise with a certain amount, and it's also not true. You're lying about the price, trying to bait the buyer over here that he should think, oh, I'm getting such a good deal. The fire case says, I don't have to tell you, says the Pele Yoetz, you're not to dress up this item over here to make it look like it's something that is good, meaning I can't make the item look more valuable than it really is. For example, well, that's one thing. Meaning, let's say the car is really a lemon. The car is really a dump. It's not really so good, but I take it. I get a good car washing, and I do a detail on it, and it smells so good and it looks so good, and I put a lot of oil on the wheels where it usually squeaks. So it's amazing. The car is like brand new, but it's not really true. So you can't do such a thing. Or I mix bad with good. So what I do, let's say I have a pile of fruits, and some of them are very good, and some of them are really bad. So I mix them all together, but I put the nice ones on top. So the person comes, ooh, look how good it is, and he fills up his whole bag with the fruits. He doesn't realize that 80% of what he's getting right under the first row is all squishy, and it's spoiled, and it's no good. You're not allowed to do such a thing. Or you show him something really good, and then you slip into the bag, you slip something else, which is inferior. Anyone who does things, to avas Hashem, anyone who does this, it's a to'eva of Hashem, it's mamish an abomination to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You're abominating the world of business to make money over here, and you're cheating another person. We don't do those things. Of course, someone who falsifies the measures and the weights and all of these things, and volume and the like, he is called an Avil, he's corrupt. Son, he's despised. Meshuk, it's disgusting. Cherem to'evi, he's put into cherem, excommunicated to'evi, is an abomination. The kasha anshan shall midos yesem anshan shall arayas. The Gemara says something fascinating. It's mamash apel, it's very puzzling, but we'll explain. The Gemara says you should know that the punishments that are going to come to a person who cheats on weights and measures is worse than the punishments that will come to the person that cheated did arayas, did illicit relations. And the Mefarshim explain what is the pshat over there, because when it comes to weights and measures and it comes to cheating people with fraud and the like, you'll do it to many, many, many people because you don't think it's a big deal. So I change the weights on my scales, I give this instead of that, I fraud people and this amount. So maybe I affected 20 people, 30 people, 40, 100 people, maybe I have a big store, thousands of people. How are you ever going to go back and apologize to all them and do the proper tshuva? You can't. Mashenki, when it comes to arayas, hopefully if a person Khalida would do such a thing, he did one time, he did illicit relations, on such a thing he can do tshuva. But when the more and more that you sin, the more difficult it is for a person to do tshuva. Certainly such a person who's cheating other people, he's not going to be successful at the end of the day. And in the end of the day, he's going to be considered to be a novel. He's going to be a low-life, disgusting person. He's going to be evil in this world. Besides the punishments that's coming to him in the world to come. What only a fool does such things. He's working for no reason. He ends up wasting his time and his energy. And he wastes his days of his life for emptiness. He's only going to purchase and acquire for himself a very bad portion of the world to come. He's trying to make money over here, get someone else to acquire his bad schar, his bad stuff in this world. He should know every time that you fraud somebody else, you are purchasing yourself a terrible portion of suffering and eternal pain in the world to come. Rahman al-Islam. And therefore, says the Pele Yoetz, how careful we must be to make sure that we're not frauding other people.